guys, welcome back to another video. My name's Andy and this is Paintings by Andy Currie-Scarr. Now in today's video we are going to be looking at another cat. Yes, another one. It's been quite a few cats now. I think it's about 3 or 4 that I've painted in a row. I just suddenly get a load of cat paintings, having never really painted cats before. I'm obviously quite popular with those at the moment, so that's fantastic. Something challenging, something a bit interesting and new to have a play around with. And each of those paintings that I have done have been challenging in their own respects, due to whether them being quite a dark third cat. So yeah, there's been quite a number of things to consider when I'm painting those, and this one is no exception. So in this painting, again, it's going to be another speed painting, roughly about 35 minutes. It's quite a dark cat again, and it's got some really nice green eyes, which were interesting to paint and include in this particular one. And yeah, it's just the same as most of those other ones that I've done, but obviously a different photograph to work from and a different cat. So if you haven't watched any of those other videos, then feel free to have a look. I have posted them onto YouTube and are available to watch if you want to watch them as well, if you have an interest. And this will be another speed painting, and it will be speeded up so that you get the picture of what I'm creating, mind the pun, in a shorter time than 30 minutes. So if you like the video, make sure to like, and if you want to keep up with any new content, please make sure to subscribe to it so you'll know when a new video drops, which is usually every Wednesday. So without further ado, practice makes perfect, so let's get painting. So as per, I'm using a dark colour to add in the darkest parts of the animal first, using a blue and a brown. This was actually quite a thin brown, so blue, so I've had to start working in with thicker. As you can see, there's quite a bit of texture now being added as I build those colours up. I didn't realise at the time that was going to happen, so I've kind of had to adapt it a little bit and be a little bit more thicker with the paint that I'm using. Still working in with those darks because it was quite a dark animal. I'm starting to add in a little bit of lighter greys now, using some blue and a tiny little bit of brown added in there, but mostly white to get those colours. So now starting to get in the eye shape with, again, some black. Usually animals like dogs and cats have quite a defined black line around the eyes, so that's no different with a cat. So yeah, just blocking it all in as much as possible. Working back in now with a little bit of colour. That's using a bit of, I think it's red mixed in with some yellow ochre and some white, just to create those subtle, almost fleshy tones. Working in with a bit of green, so a combination of blue and yellow to get that in, and just decided to cover the pupils up and repaint them because they weren't quite in the right position. Cats generally have quite a flat face in comparison to dogs, obviously depending on the dog, as the dog's snout usually extends, whereas cats are quite flat. So you have to take that into consideration when you're painting, that you know you have to be a little bit more subtle with your marks because their faces are a lot different. So adding some more lighter colours in and really kind of working the layers to get the differentiation in tones. And what I mean by tones, I mean the lights, the darks and the mid-tones. So working in with some lighter tones now to sort of differentiate between those darker bits that most of the face was. unfortunately, as I was painting this, the light was reflecting from the paint if it was wet. Once it dried, you could then see the paint a little bit better, and it didn't look as much like it was glaring. So as I'm going along, I'm actually adjusting and changing the tones because I wasn't quite happy with them, so I worked back into them again. The good thing with acrylics, if you've ever used them or you're interested in using them, is they're very forgiving, and you can just cover them over if the colour's not quite right. Because they dry so fast, it allows you to do that, whereas with watercolour, once you've gone over with that darker colour, it's quite hard to remove the colour without adding loads of water and spoiling it. And the same goes with oils. You have to obviously wait for the oil paint to dry, so the only way really to sort of change it if it's not right is to completely remove it. So yeah, acrylics, because they dry fast, you can just layer things much easier. So I've gone in with the greens. I'm adding in the highlights from the light coming in, and to paint back in the eyes a little bit more, give them a little bit of definition and make them look sort of 3D like as opposed to looking flat. Now working into the ears, adding the fluffy inner parts of the ears that they have furry bits. Very, very delicate fur. And we are approaching the end of the actual painting. This is quite a quick one. I think again I spent about 30 minutes on it. So I'm just adding those finer details in, getting some whiskers in there, adding those final highlights just to make it have those tones coming in. I'm fairly happy with this. It turned out really well. I hope you like the painting, and like I say, please feel free to like and subscribe to keep up with any new content. Thanks for watching.